Hey, world, what's going on? This is your girl, Queen Aishah, and you are checking out another dope episode of I Know Dope People with Queen Aishah on Wednesday. Thank you. Our special guest today is the godmother of urban comedy, Miss Tina Graham. She is from Jersey. Did you know that? Did you know she's a Sagittarius like me? And we're going to talk about all of the great comedians who she helped launch their careers, all of the wonderful projects, awesome projects that I bet you didn't even know a woman, a female, a Black sister was a part of. Okay, and instrumental in making happen. Before we get to Miss Tina Graham, I'm going to do some Queens quickies. So next week, we will celebrate our 1-year anniversary of I Know Dope People with Queen Aishah. The 1-year anniversary was actually on September 17th. However, we had things going on, so we are going to celebrate next Wednesday. So please join us. And I want to send some love and comfort and healing to Morgan State University, the community there in Baltimore, Maryland. It's a historically Black college. I'm not sure if you all saw on the news, they kicked off with their homecoming festivities this week. And last night, unfortunately, 4 of the students were shot. They are said to have non-life-threatening injuries. However, this took place on the campus during homecoming, and I just believe that it was totally unnecessary. So we're going to send some love and light to them in the situation. I'm not sure if you all heard, but Beyonce, she has her tour. I'm not sure if she's still on tour, but she was like, I don't even think I gave y'all enough, so I'm going to give you some more. She has the Renaissance movie coming out. It's called The Film by Beyonce. It opens in theaters on December 1st. I believe this is going to be footage from the tour. And it will only be shown in theaters on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays for about 4 weeks. The tickets will be $22, and that's at the standard movie theaters. And if you want to see it in IMAX and Adobe Cinemas, the ticket's going to cost a little more. So let's go and get our coins together, because Beyonce, or as my mother say, Bianca, want all her money. She wants all of her money. And speaking of my mom, we celebrated her 80th birthday celebration on September 23rd. That was almost 2 Saturdays ago. And we're going to show some, did we have any footage? Like, can we show the footage, but mute out the music? We was getting down. We was getting our house music. People that I didn't even know was in the house music. And Tina Graham, she's from Jersey, so she know about house music. It just moves your soul. So Katanya, are we able to show it without the playing the music? On mute or not? She backstage. She gonna try to show it for us. We was my cousin Yasmin, that's my mama. We were doing the dollar wine and throwing money at her. And one of my cousins, we was having a really, really, really good time. So we can't play the music, because if we play the music, they're gonna pull it and nobody's gonna be able to see the show. So that's just a little something. Thank you, Katanya. I also want to share with you all that I have a breast cancer awareness show that I'm doing. It's an annual show that I do with my great friend Evelyn in Humble, Texas. This is my 2nd year hosting it with her. So we're doing that. It's a brunch. It's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Humble Civic Center. It's a great time. It's wonderful inspiration, sharing, and insight. So if you all are interested in coming out, if you're in the Humble, Houston, Texas area, you know some people out there, please share, ask them to support the cause. Okay? And I'm going to share our Queen Aishah's affirmation, inspirational soul food for this week. And it is, never give up on a dream just because the time it will take to accomplish it, the time will pass anyway. That is by Earl Nightingale. All right? So next up, once a month, every first Wednesday, we have a feature, because we want to get our money right. Okay, we want to get our money right. So the feature is called Money Moves with Dr. Paz. So she's going to give us financial tips and advice, and Paz is going to give it to you straight, no chaser, in a loving way. Basically, grown-ass woman shit. Get your shit together. But the men can tune in too. Dr. Paz, come through. What's up, Dr. Pause.
Hey, my boo, Queen Aishah.
What's up? We kind of lip twinning a
You
little bit.
just a little bit with the purple. You know how we
Okay.
do.
What's that in the back of you?
You know what that? Who that, baby? Don't give me.
Who
Who that, my baby? You know where I'm from. Nah.
Knowledge girl. So, Dr. Paz, you have some financial tips for us. What is your what are you
Lord,
focusing on
today.
Today.
We talking about credit, baby.
So, all right, let's talk about this credit in time for the holidays.
Bad credit is so 1990s, y'all.
Not 1990s.
Oh,
are you judging?
No passe, please. Come on up to the 2000s and get your credit shit together. All right, so
get it together.
So first thing you all should know is your payment history. That is the number one factor in your credit score. So all those missed bills y'all paying, y'all better pay y'all credit. Put that shit on automatic pay to pay the minimum balance at least every month. Put your minimum balance on automatic pay. So at least you won't have any late payments. The second factor that affects your credit score is the amount owed on those credit cards. Do not use more than 30% of your credit cards. Let's do the math. You have a $100 credit card. Credit card should not be more. There should not be more than $30 on that credit card at a time. And if you really want good credit, like Dr. Paz in them 800, you only will put $10 on that credit card. So 10% or less put you in the excellent range. Right. So here's another thing. Did y'all know that new credit loves old credit? Now, what do I mean by that?
What does that mean?
What do I mean by that? If y'all got one of them aunties with real good credit and your credit is fucked up, you might want to ask auntie, hey, can I become an authorized user? But you don't want to abuse this, right? You don't want to abuse this. That can increase your credit score just like that. So if you got one of those good credit aunties or one of those good credit friends, go ahead. If y'all close, you got to be close to do this.
Right. And you got to have money too. Because you can't just
do not get the credit card. Just become an authorized user. And once your credit gets all sexy like mine, then you'll be good let me go back. Have her put you on one of those old ass credit cards.
That been around for years.
She had that Montgomery Wards for 40 years. That's some good ass credit right there.
Not Montgomery Wards. You gotta be from certain areas to know about
right.
Sears, one of them Sears,
JC Penney's. Go on and get on it. And that's Dr. Paz's tip.
So I got a question for you. So check this out. And I just did this. So, and this isn't credit, but I had my cell phone bill and my cable, my internet on auto pay. Because I was like, those bills, you paying them every month, you need them, all this stuff, whatever. But here's the thing. So my internet was on, it was one fee for 1 year. They know people don't be remembering that, right? So then after the year, it jumped up. So here's the thing, what I feel. And this ain't really about credit, but it is as far as on your part. I feel that when the bill gonna change, they need to send me a reminder. Because what you're not gonna do is snatch an extra $25.20. I'm being petty, 20 cents from my account. So I took that shit off auto pay. And then then with my cell phone bill, they got me for 3 months.
Let me tell you what I do. When I sign up for those specials, like I have a special on stores right now, I got it for 6 months, $25, right? On my phone, I say, hey Siri, remind me on September 6, 2024 to cancel my stars payment. So you get a reminder. The minute you sign up for those specials, you set a reminder. This is your personal assistant, right? These are personal assistants. Can't go without it. So tell Siri or whatever y'all call in Android world, whatever.
Don't do that. We are leaders.
Whatever y'all call. I know in Apple, her name is Siri. So I tell Siri, remind me so I can cancel.
Mine is Jennifer.
I'm just saying.
Jen.
I'm just
saying. I mean, and the thing about it is I put reminders in my phone for a lot of stuff, but that one just blew me. But the 3 months of the cell phone bill was like, oh, you were in another country. Y'all trying to play me out, but they gave me all my money back. So I ain't paid a phone bill in about 3 months.
And see, that's another thing. You can fight all that stuff. You on your credit report, fight that shit. Y'all signing up for these credit repair companies, you know they ain't doing nothing you can't do yourself. You know that, right?
I don't sign up for none of that.
But for all of y'all who like, oh, I'm gonna sign up for this, you really can do it yourself. But if you just want to pay somebody because you don't feel like it, I understand it because I don't like cleaning my house. Go ahead and clear your credit cards. And that's where I'm gonna leave it.
Thank you, Dr. Paz.
I love you, Queen.
Love you. Thank you for your money moves with Dr. Paz tips. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. I'll see you next month, my baby.
Yes, love you, peace.
Bye.
All right, one time for Dr. Paz in the building, giving us those awesome tips and also how to set those reminders on our phones so we can not get overcharged for different deals or specials that we may be interested in. I'm gonna have her ask her next month to come and talk about all of the streaming. We need to talk about all this streaming that we're doing and how we need to share where we can share before they shut all of it down. All right, y'all. Now, my guest today, as I mentioned, is the godmother of urban comedy. She is from New Jersey. I believe she grew up in North Carolina, or vice versa. Some of y'all say vice versa. Her name is Tina Graham. She got her start at the Uptown Comedy Club in Harlem, New York, which was the first place to feature and nurture upcoming urban comedians and musical talents. She has since gone on to be a talent executive for Uptown Comedy Club TV, NBC, Showtime at the Apollo, talent producer for HBO Snaps, consultant for BET Comic View. Laugh-A-Palooza was the bomb. We used to do it here in Atlanta and many, many, many more, especially Def Comedy Jam. She was a producer or talent on that show as well. Bad Boys of Comedy, Bill Bellamy's Who's Got Jokes, you name it. Tina Graham has been a part of it, especially when it comes to urban comedy. She's also helped to launch the careers of Mike Epps, Flex Alexander, Tracy Morgan, Monique, Samora, JB Smooth, and many, many more. Please welcome the godmother of urban comedy, Miss Tina Graham. Woo! What's up, my Sagittarius sister?
What's she talking about?
How are you, Tina? Thank you for your yes. How you doing?
I'm good. And yourself?
I'm wonderful. First of all, this is our season, Tina. We are in, we are in the fall. That's right. Fall started in September, but next month is our season. So just so y'all know, Tina Graham is a Sagittarius, November 25th. I am November 29th. Katanya, the producer, is November 24th. We's doing it in these streets. All this fire
right.
here today.
Doing it.
Yes, and here's the thing. When I saw that you'll be celebrating your 60th and you're having you're on a Tina Graham comedy roast tour. How about that? So you're kicking it off at the comedy club. Is it Comedy Club in Harlem or the Harlem Comedy Club with Jamie and Nikki Sunshine? And we can put that flyer up, Katanya. And then we have you coming here to Atlanta, and you're going to be at Uptown Comedy Club. So you on tour. Do you have any other dates coming up?
Actually, I'm kicking it off in North Carolina.
Oh, where you going to be at North Carolina?
Where I grew up at, Elizabethtown, Bladen County.
Elizabethtown? That's next to Virginia. And then that's kind of next to Virginia Beach.
Near. It's
I'm thinking about Elizabeth City. Okay. It's in the Boondocks.
Yes, it's right outside of Fayetteville.
But here's the thing. Don't those be the best shows, though? In the bushes?
Actually,
the bush shows be the best. Because them people that came out, they will drive 2 and 3 hours because that's what they do in the country. Okay? Yes. And they're going to have a good time. So who's someone has a comedy club there, or you sit at a theater?
Actually, I'm doing it's like a party with family and friends that I grew up with.
Awesome.
I grew up down there, but I never had a party in North Carolina.
Okay, so you about to turn up for the 60. I'll tell old boyfriends coming out the woodwork. We won't gift money. Yes.
Actually, after that, I was going to go to LA, but didn't confirm it to the Ice House.
Oh, I love the Ice House, and I heard it's been redone. I love the Ice House,
but I haven't got a contract yet. So from there, I'm going to Detroit.
Okay.
December 1st, the Mike Epps Club.
Mike Epps has a club in Detroit or in...
It's called One Mike.
In Detroit?
Yep.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Mike Epps is
Tony
always
Roberts to host it he said he would do it, but he hasn't confirmed yet. Tony Roberts.
That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy.
And then I'm going to Atlanta on the 7th.
Yes, for Uptown. All right.
I hope you be there.
Yeah, I'm in town. Yes. I'm in Lawrenceville, which is like 45 minutes. Yeah, it's a panel. Oh,
it's a Rose,
baby. Yes. Sagittarius rocking. Yes. That is November 7th. Absolutely. So,
and then the 10th will be that's a day party roast thing on a Sunday, December 10th. Don't forget Smokey's Sagittarius too, so he'll probably host.
That's right. And also Smokey's a Sag, and also Michael Blackson. I think Michael Blackson is the same.
JB Smooth too.
Let me tell you something. First of all, let me tell you something. I love me some damn JB Smooth. He used to tell that joke about that shoe being turned over. I was no more damn good. Okay. I did not know he was a Sag, but Michael Blackson, I think he's the 28th.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the day before me. We got a lot
Jamie
of fire.
Foxx and Monique too.
I was gonna say Monique and Jamie. Yes. So we're gonna get into it. So Tina Graham, how did you, before you got into comedy, did you ever want to be a stand-up comedian? Did you think you were funny?
I'm more no nonsense, and people think that's funny.
I know, because we just straight. They like, that was funny. I was like, no, that was just me being honest.
Exactly.
Gotcha. So how did you get into comedy? How did you make your way over to the Uptown Comedy Club in Harlem? How did that come about?
Actually, I had a club in New Jersey.
Okay.
And I was bartending from from 86 to like 1992. But anyway, in between that time, I was doing talent shows and fashion shows. I started out as swimwear lingerie model in 84.
Okay.
And then I got stalkers. I say later for that. I was straight behind the scenes. I started producing the fashion shows. And around 1987, 88, I met Harold Manor.
Okay.
And he was managing a comedian named Bill Bellamy.
Wow.
Prior to that, I met a comedian named Willie Asbury, got arrested at.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the only comedian that I'd seen on Showtime at the Apollo. He came on like the Ronald Reagan mask.
Okay. Wow.
It's so funny we meet these people later on in life. It's like, I just see you on TV. Anyway, the club I had, a guy came, one of my bartenders invited a guy there. His name was Bob Sumner in 1988. And at the meantime, they was passing out flyers for this club in Harlem.
Okay.
It was a National Black Theater, actually. It was said, free for you and 5 free guests. I was like, I'm going to this. It was the Uptown Comedy Club. They had just opened in 1988.
Wow. And, I was in 12th grade.
I wasn't that far behind. Whatever. Somewhere in there. I was 20, maybe. So he came to the bar. He saw me and he sat at my bar one night. He's like, he introduced himself. And he said he was a DJ at this place called Terminal D.
Okay.
I had went to Terminal D. I was on some creeping stuff, but
you know.
And I was there. It was a strip club. And somebody got up and started doing stand-up comedy. I was like, wait a minute.
Wow.
Are they really doing stand-up comedy in strip club? Anyway, 6 months later, I came back. Bob had told me that he would, I could do comedy at my spot because I used to do talent shows there. And I actually had Bob as a judge in a talent show. And one of the people in the talent show was a group called New Style, who later on became
what's the name? Naughty by Nature. Yeah. Wow.
So anyway, he said he would introduce me to the Brown Brothers, who was running the Uptown Comedy Club.
Okay.
So that's where Terminal D was getting their comics from. And Terry Hodges was actually hosting it when I went back. It was packed on a Tuesday night.
Wow.
So I got to know a lot of the comics, but I had seen a comic prior to that. His name was Hamburger.
Hamburger.
Yeah, I was at a party one night and I was talking while he was on stage. And everybody started laughing at me. I was like, why are you laughing? They said, he picking on you. I said, really? Where he gonna be next? That took like 5 girls to heckle him.
I love Hamburger.
I would follow him on, and he was friends with Martin Lawrence, right? And Martin at the time was doing stuff like House Party and stuff like that. And this was like 1989, 88, 89. But I started getting the comedians he introduced me to Andre Brown,
Mm-hmm.
and it was kind of like a connection there.
Okay. Okay. That's
In the
awesome.
meantime, Bob had moved to Club 88,
Yes.
and I met some comics named Arsenal and Mitchell. Remember them?
Mm-hmm.
It was a duet.
Right. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I started
Mm-hmm.
dating Mitchell.
Okay.
Yeah. So people ask, you ever date comics? Yeah. The first one I dated was Mitchell.
Wow.
And so anyway, later on, Mitchell became a cast member on the TV show.
What show?
It was a little
On
heartbreak.
Martin?
On the Uptown Comedy Club TV show.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, that came
Wow.
later. But I started getting the comics from Andre Brown, and I had Wednesday nights. It started in 1988.
Wow.
And I
So
started from there. I still was doing the comedy, the fashion shows, but
mhm. I was about to ask you about that.
comedians as comic relief. Bill Bellamy was my first person to use as comic relief. And then Hamburger, my first show was JB Smooth, Brooklyn Mike.
Love
Cool
Brooklyn
Baba
Mike.
Ice was a year in.
Yes.
He was 16.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Andre brought all these comics on Fig.
That's dope.
This how long these guys been doing comedy.
Right.
This is 1988, 89. Yeah, and
Yes.
Hamburger was my host. I heckled him all the times. And then I had I partnered up with a guy named Kurt Gilmore around 1990, and we started doing something at East Orange. But in the meantime, Bob left Terminal D and took Terry with him and went to a new club called Club 88.
Yes.
In 1990.
Yes.
I think it was on some revenge shit because they got rid of him as a DJ and they started boycotting. I was out there in the cold passing out flyers and everything. Because me and Bob became real tight. I was managing a singing group. You know, keep them off the street, the talent shows, to keep them off the street.
Right.
The girls, I wanted to build their self-esteem by putting them in fashion shows and stuff. So I became popular modeling at swimmer lingerie, but I wanted to get that visual out. So I fell behind the scenes. Yeah, but yeah, I would get in the talent shows too sometimes. I did putting on the hits, which is now lip sync battle. But.
Right, but here's the thing. So with your fashion shows, because what is a fashion show? You used to do comedy. What is it, Tina?
The later on,
right
when the TV show got canceled, the Uptown Comedy Club TV show got canceled. I was still booking the club because they ended up getting a comedy club because the National Black Theater was a one-nighter on Sunday. It would be packed. I'm talking celebrities, hip-hop artists, everybody was there. I remember when Flex first got on stage, he would come there with all the hip-hop artists because Uptown features stand-up sketch and hip-hop.
Right.
Either one of those was featured on that Sunday. It's Kevin and Andre Brown. Shout out to them. And Mama Brown and Papa Brown. They're gone now, but they ran that. It was a family thing. And their sister LaShawn, yeah. But I became a surrogate family member.
Awesome. So yeah, what was it called? Tina Grams. It was fashion and comedy, and you did all of
comedy style. So one day, I think around 1995, I was working with TK Kirkland. Had me working with Mike Epps. He said, "I need you to look out for this guy." I was like, "I don't know. Let me go see him first." So I set it up with talent to see Mike Epps at the Boston Comedy Club in '93.
I used to love, talent is like talent is my forever crush in Tony Woods.
Well, Tony Woods is my husband in a former life. So
that's my man. When I first told Tony I like him, he said, Queen, all the big girls like me. He said, Monique in love with me too.
Get your hands off my man.
Oh, I love Tony, but he just so smooth.
I know.
Talent, that smile.
I met him at Uptown Comedy Club in '89.
Wow.
And he came there, thought he was getting paid. That was a showcase room. Nobody got paid back then. Well, sure. And so anyway, it was a place with black comics. It was somewhere from the work. The thing is, people was passionate about comedy. It was the love of the craft.
Yes.
No TV, no nothing. It was just like they were
just doing it.
It got so popular. Arsenal Mitchell was driving from Houston, sleeping in their car. People started coming from all over the country just to work out at Harlem at that Sunday, literally.
Yes.
And hip hop artists too. They had my group in there that I was working with. They let me feature them in the show too. One of them ended up writing for Mary J. Blige. That song 7 Days. That was his.
Oh
wow. Yeah, the thing it got on my nerves so bad. I was like, I love y'all, but I can't do it. I went straight up comedy around 1991.
So, you know, I actually met some more at the Comedy and Fashion Styles at Howard University in 96.
97. Yeah, 96.
96. Let me tell you.
Priscilla Clark came to my fashion show in 1995. And
let me tell you.
It got so popular. I did it in Memphis. I did Howard. Yeah. Even Rod Strickland was there. Oh, God.
Let me tell you. So Samora was she was so cool. I remember what happened was my niece Asada, she was born early that morning, but I was determined to be there and be in a fashion show. So I got there and Samora came up to me. She introduced herself to me and she said, welcome to the comedy game. She said, it ain't easy, but it's worth it. We have been connected ever since. You know what I'm saying? She's such a cool ass. And I told her, I was like, yo, she gets her grind on and mind her business and drink her goddamn tea. You hear what I'm saying? Like she fly. I was like, and I remember from Comedy Fashion Styles, I met her there. So that was a dope experience. So many great comedians that you've worked with that isn't even mentioned in your bio. Like even the Laughapalooza, Tina.
Yeah, they made me mad though.
But it was so much fun. Just the way we could.
Marcus King said you sure know how to hold a grudge.
Because we sat in chairs and we could be petty when we want to.
Yeah, they made because I'm always for the underdog. I'm always gonna have a stage for them to work out at. That's what I did back then. I did it for people on the streets, whatever. I just want to see us succeed and not make crazy mistakes when there's so much more out there.
We don't have to
do. If I can provide a stage for them, I don't care. The ones that's made it, y'all done. Let me help the other one, and the ones that's made it should pull the other ones up too.
That's right. That's what we're here for.
And the fashion show was no ego. Literally, the last one I did was in 2005. It was 200 comedians.
Wow.
Including Kevin Hart.
Wow.
Yeah, JB Smoove almost did all of them. JB Smoove, Mike Epps, and certain was my pets I would take on the road with me. It was like 3 models I would take. Shout out to Sabrina Bryant. She's been at every one. Will Simmons introduced me to Sabrina. Now she's like the main model on Fashion Week.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Her name is shout out to Sabrina Bryant. Yeah, she's there. She ride it out with the fashion show. But I started the fashion show because it was nothing for me to do after the show ended. And Andre Brown said he was trying to cheer me up. He said, "What happened to the girl who used to do the fashion shows?" And I said, "I'm still here." He said, "You was happy then." He said, "You happy with comedy?" I said, "I'm happy with comedy, but it was nothing to do, And he said, "Combine the two." So Monterey Ivy got me.
Monterey, wow, you taking me back. He actually
came in with me to host it, and I called all the comics. Tracy Morgan, I was their agent. The agent. So it was a thing where I had started to do basketball versus. Uptown versus Def Comedy Jam. Clean versus dirty.
Like Snaps. Oh my God, Snaps is off the chain.
Came later because that was part of the Uptown Comedy Club TV show. They had the battle.
Right.
I threw Pierre under the bus because he made me so mad. I went to bat for Pierre to be on the TV show. Now Uptown Comedy Club was clean. It was on Fox.
Okay. Right.
Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Only thing they did, they featured hip hop artists. And they were so glad to be on TV.
Right.
They were underground too.
Right.
It's like black comedy. So they kind of came together.
That's right.
The hip hop comedy started at Uptown Comedy Club. Yeah, it was hip hop, sketch, and stand up. I'm bringing that back. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a TV show now, bringing that whole flavor back.
Yes. And the thing about it, people are loving comedy like they used to. So here's the thing. What are your thoughts on a lot of the social media comedians and the skits? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a new day. People got to get with the program. Changes come.
Okay. So you are, so what are your thoughts on the comedians? Like you have some comedians that they're booked for shows, but when they are live, they don't have the time. Because basically when you're booked for a show, easily 15, 20 minutes. New York, you can run through and do 15, 20-minute shows and hit a few rooms depending on how you move in. But you have some comedians, and I don't want to call them social media comedians, but they've started from there. And they do the skits and you see the cutting and pasting, but they're not able to, some of them aren't able to do a full set. What advice or what's your thoughts on that?
It's the same as being a comedian. You ain't funny until you funny. You got to get out there and work on your craft. If they're going to claim to be comedians, they're going to have to struggle. The thing is, the audience is going to let you know. You got to put in the work. And once you realize that, I mean, look at Country Wayne. He put in the work. He became an internet sensation, but he had to put in the work. But he had a platform, which was Atlanta Comedy Theater. Gary Abdo, he had somebody pushing him to be better. I mean, I saw him in Atlantic City. He was a beast. You know, and I was like, wow. But he'll tell you he put in the work for it.
Right. And he's killing it.
All you need is the timing. The thing is reverse. Back then, you had to work hard to get the audience. Now you got the audience, and you got to work later. You got to put in that work. And after a while, it's just like, I'll be sure. Do it live. All right, Millie Vanilli.
Like, let's get it in.
I want to let you know. The thing is, the fan base will let you know.
And people don't understand that nothing, first of all, everybody think they funny until you get that mic, right? And nothing takes the place of the stage. Getting on stage, that microphone, because that's going to give you your comfort. That's going to create your timing, all of those things. And what advice, because, okay, Tina, have you ever gone on stage and like did a comedy set?
Girl, I am scared to even get on stage. I'm Russell Simmons on the mic. Thank you. Good night.
So you don't even introduce the comedians? You have never introduced to me?
No,
she said, why?
I think I was supposed to do that one time. I get on stage, but look, I ain't never done this shit before. So work with it. I'll tell the truth.
But they will laugh at that. They will laugh at that.
I tell the conversation, ain't nothing like the truth, baby. You ain't got to think
like
about it or nothing.
May he rest in peace. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. Like, and he grabbed him right then. Yeah.
But people don't realize Bernie Mac had been doing comedy 17 years before Def Comedy Jam. Def Comedy Jam just gave people a platform to show what they could do.
Wow.
But Uptown Comedy Club was doing that. And just that Russell beat him to the punch. He kept the pilot and took it to HBO anyway.
Wow.
It all started at Uptown Comedy Club.
I believe it. Yes.
Yeah, because Puffy, all of them used to hang there. All the hip hop artists hung there. I remember when Flex first got on stage, he was a dancer for Salt and Pepper. They're doing a documentary last week. This company right here.
They're doing your documentary, right? So tell us about that.
But it's leading up to a TV show that they're doing for me called Tina Graham's Laugh My Butt Off. But the documentary is called Who is Tina Graham?
Gotcha.
So
okay.
They interviewed Flex, Bro Man, Maestro Clark, Trey Love, and that I get ready to interview Melanie. They're gonna go across the country and interview people that connected to me.
That's wonderful. Yes, I texted Melanie yesterday.
Interview everybody that slept on my couch. That's 200 comics.
I've heard, yes. And that's one thing, like the comedy on the road, it's not a game. It is not a game. It is
work. It's not.
And we are in a different day and time. So I can say the comedians before me, they paid some tough dues for us.
Well, they paved the way for people to actually get paid for doing that crap. Back in the day, baby, it's work at the post office. I advise comics to watch Hollywood Shuffle all the time. Because it's
know that struggle.
I mean, they might be satire, but it's true. Everything on there is true. They may be making fun of Hollywood, but that's how it went. And pretty much still is, in a way.
Yes.
You know.
And California is the place, but you're going to work when you're in California. I was like, my money ain't never been funny until when I was living in LA. I was like, ooh, child, this is different. Because I always call Los Angeles the internship. You know what I'm saying? You come, but when I lived in LA, I knew what it was. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to the stage. It's going to be, they don't know who I am, but it's like, who are you? You see what I'm saying? Because you got to come and you got to do that work, you know.
Sometimes comics ask me, they say, which one, New York or LA? As you come to New York to get strong, you go to LA when they call for you because you ain't getting on those stages. It's cliquish.
Right. That's right. And then it's cliquish. Also, they ain't paying like that.
They ain't paying. The white clubs ain't paid enough since there was comedy. The black comics are spoiled. The thing is,
when you out to LA, you like, what happened?
Knew what to pay comedians because if they went to the white comic clubs, they do just like they do music. They come, sneak in, mix in. Next thing you know, they're doing your joke white style.
Yep.
Ain't nothing changed but the date.
Yes.
You know, so the thing is, you know, to me, funny is funny. If people are laughing, if the audience was blind, they wouldn't see what color you are. They'd be laughing at the joke.
That's right.
You know, back in the day, they had albums. You couldn't see who was doing those albums.
That's
just knew
right.
it was Red Fox or
Yes.
Benny Bruce or Richard
Mom's
Pryor.
Mabley.
Mom's Maybe. You had albums. You know, you had to be a bad motherfucker to make
Yeah.
people laugh over an album.
And
That
for
means
real,
they
to
can
this day.
visualize what you're
Yes.
saying.
Yes. Same
And
thing
I
in
tell
radio, theater of
physical
the mind.
comics. I tell physical comics that too. If they can't visualize what you're saying by ear, you know, you gotta come with some jokes.
Right. Right. That's true.
And all that
That's
music
true.
in your act, that's vaudeville, baby. We're not doing that. That whole music thing, get out of here with that. That's not jokes.
They can make it funny too.
First of all, they audition for me. They don't realize I'm not laughing in the first minute, you're talking cartoon.
So tell us about your documentary. Who is Tina Graham?
They went deep with the documentary. I mean, they went all the way back to childhood. You know, I was born in Newark, but I was raised in North Carolina.
What hospital in Newark were you born in?
We had absolutely nothing.
Look, what hospital were you born in, or were you born at home, Tina?
I was born in Bethelsville, honey.
Okay. I was born in Presbyterian. Wow.
I was born in the baby hospital in Newark.
Wow.
Yeah, yes. 1963, baby.
Yes. So they went all the way back. So you went from Newark to North Carolina.
Yeah, I think I was 3. I went to my father's side of the family first. I was 3. And then all of a sudden, he cut some type of deal for me to stay with my great-grandmother on my mother's side.
Okay.
I was about 4. Because I remember them looking for my birth certificate. I was like, wait a minute, I'm going back to Jersey. That didn't happen. And my father, he would always come down and say, oh, next time. They were looking for my birth certificate. I was like, for what? They was like, she about to go to school.
Oh.
Then they went to enroll me. I was turning 5 in November.
Yep, gotta wait a whole nother year.
Got to be 5 by September.
Girl.
Yeah,
that's our life, voting, everything. I cried when I couldn't vote. I was like, I'm gonna be 18 after the election. I cried. I'm serious. I was devastated.
Yeah, and I don't know these people. Where my mama? You know, it was the thing. Yeah, it was kind of strange. I felt a little abandoned.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I'm a middle child. It's 6 of us.
It's 6 of us too, Tina?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's 3 boys, and you know my brother Malik. You probably know Andrew and Kyle too. My brother Malik, I'm right after Malik. So it's 3 boys, 3 girls. I'm the first girl. That is so crazy.
Yeah, it's 2 girls. For my mother, it's 2 girls and 4 boys. But I have a half brother and a half sister. Okay. They live in Springfield, Massachusetts. I met my sister once.
Okay.
And my half brother, he ended up at my wedding. I thought he was my other brother. I was like, why you don't have your tux on? He said, I'm not Tommy. I'm your other brother.
Are they twins?
Identical. They look identical.
But they're not twins.
No, we got different mamas. My father had 2 kids before he met my mother. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But my mother ain't too far from his kids. My mother got married to my father when she was 15.
Oh wow. Okay. Your father was in the streets and your mother too.
Yeah. Okay. So, but from what I hear, his sister look identical to me.
Wow.
Yeah, but he looks identical to my brother. My father got strong. That's that Graham gene. So but you know the thing is, he's Native American. When I go down to where he's from, East Arcadia, shout out to East Arcadia.
Okay.
They pick me out like a sore thumb. They be like, aren't you Uncle Pete's daughter?
Wow.
I look like them.
Wow. So let me tell you, okay, so you said that you're Native American. Do you get free health insurance?
No, I have to prove that. My niece right now, she's doing the family tree and she's finding out that my father was full Indian.
So I think if you're 17%, if you're 17% your blood, then you get free insurance and stuff.
I'd have to do like an ancestry. My half brother told me that he got his status.
Yeah, I think all you have to do is just do a blood test. You girl, get all your benefits. Yeah, I think you just have to do your blood and show that you're 17% Native American, and you get like free health care and all this stuff.
Shirt.
I see it.
I see it.
Yes. I like it. Yes, live, love, laugh. Godmother, comedy, Tina Graham. Yes. So what are the colors that you have?
Black and white.
I'm gonna need a white one.
Hey, I gotta crawl before I walk.
Yes.
I just got the sweatshirt, so this is.
I like it. They
run kind of big.
Yeah, I like that one. It looks good too. It's crisp too. It's popping. The white is popping. So
the black one is popping too. I got it in black too.
Okay, I got to see that one. So, have you ever written a book, or do you plan to write a book, or are you just going to do the documentary?
I've been
Start
writing
there.
this book forever, honey. Trust me. I was talking to Zoo Man that came to see me back in
My
2009,
cousin,
and he was going through my pictures, and he said, "Do these pictures all got a story behind it?" He said, "You should do a table read." That
Oh
was in 2009,
wow!
and then that came out with the Zoom stuff. And one day, he said maybe you should do a podcast. But Mike Epps told me to do a podcast like 8 years ago. He
Right.
said you got more stories a little bit, and so somebody was doing a thing where they had the picture in the background and they were describing the pictures. And Zoom Man sent me a message about, "I told you."
Yo, Tina, that is dope. A table read. That is dope.
Yeah.
That is so dope. You can probably even tour with that at comedy clubs. That shit is hot. Because you can tell all the different stories of the places, people, experiences, nothing that has to be disrespectful to anybody, just straight up funny shit, empowering stuff. Like I can think about Mike Epps and Bruce at the original Uptown in Buckhead. Man, Mike Epps would get up on that goddamn stage and he started talking. I'm like, he is crazy as shit. He is crazy as hell. And then when Bruce hosted, he's always full. And when he hosted
559.
I never did 559, but when he was the host of BET Comic View.
Oh.
I said Bruce always introduced everybody like he knew them.
Mm-hmm.
So he gave you a leg up. Like comedians that he didn't know, he gave them a leg up and we had a ball. But yeah, it's just so many different stories and so many different comedians. But that's a great idea, Tina. You can do a tour with that shit.
Yeah, that was Zoo Man gave me that idea.
That's
but
dope.
Mike Epps is the one that come and do the podcast. Every time he turn around, telling the story to TC. TC like, girl, you got more stories a little
But
bit.
here's the thing: I did not know TK Kirkland was from Jersey. I thought he was from California.
From Jersey City.
Let me tell you something. I worked with TK at the Laugh House in Philly years ago. When somebody said he's from Jersey City, I said, "Huh?" I said, "No, he not." All this time I thought he was from California. I said that I did not know he was a Jersey boy.
Because he used to hang with them hip hop artists.
Right, and that's probably why I thought he was from out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but he used to hang with them, yeah. But TK was claiming LA for a long time.
That's probably why I thought that then. That's probably why I thought that.
He ain't put no claim to it, but he just make it seem like
the way he moved. He's probably always out there.
TK was one of my good friends. Every time he sees somebody, like he saw Mike Epps in Atlanta, and he sent him to me. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I looked out for Mike like TK asked me. Now he's always sending people that he see that's got potential. Mm-hmm. He'll tell them, you need to see Tina Graham. I saw Talent's son at one of his assistants passed away last year. She had an asthma attack and died. And I was at the repass. Talent paid for the repass. Anyway, it was a guy there. I was like, damn, he look like Talent. That's Talent's son. He does comedy. So I went to introduce myself.
How old is he?
Look, he might be 19, 20, maybe. I don't know. I remember when he was born, though.
Wow.
He said, I said, I'm Tina Graham. He said, oh, I finally meet you. Wow. TK Kirkland told me to call you. I was like, not at all.
Wow.
What? I said, are you funny like your daddy? He said, I'm funnier.
That's what they all say. And I remember Richard Pryor's son. Is his young son still doing comedy?
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
I'm not doing that shit.
I went Forrest Gump on you. That's all I'm going to say about that.
So, Tina Graham, what's some words of encouragement? Some words of encouragement you can share with.
Love, laugh, keep the passion, and do it.
I know that's right. And that's for comedians. That's for promoters, booking. What advice would you give to like people that are new in booking comedians, having a comedy club, putting on comedy shows? I tell people, pay me first. This shit gonna be funnier. Because one thing we don't want to worry about is I got damn money. And now we got Cash App, Zelle, Venmo. We got options and choices.
Well, a lot of these comics want to get paid when nobody even know them. I said, why would I pay you when you ain't even proved yourself to me? You know, because I had people refer comics and they came in bombs. Shout out to Tony Woods. He can never refer another comic to me.
Don't talk about
And
that's
I
your
told
husband.
him,
So y'all argued in the
trust
house.
me, I got nothing but love for Tony. He looks out for me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since day one, I met him in '89. He's been looking out for me ever since.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent me 2 guys. I was saying, and I was going to pay him at Mocha's.
Wow,
Just
you went all the way
they
back.
bombed so bad. I told him to come back. It's an open mic. I don't pay people to bomb. Now I went against my own rules. I have to see you first. I did it with Mike Epps, all of them. I have to see you perform before I pay you a dime. Because I don't know what I'm getting, and you don't know this crowd in New York. It's different from your town in DC or Maryland or Baltimore. It's a whole nother type of crowd up here.
Right.
You got Jamaicans, you got
Spanish people,
you got
white,
Spanish,
everybody.
you got white, you got black, you got niggas, and you got black folks. You got niggas that want to come in there just to fuck with you.
Right, exactly, because that's what they do.
Handle this.
Right, and then when your ass is
being too local from your city. When
right.
you come to New Jersey, this is a reason why I let you stay at my apartment, because if I see you in your town when I audition you, I invite you to come up because I think you're universal enough. Don't come with no new shit either. Come with you something that you know works.
But you know what is funny?
Sounds somebody paying you to work out. They got open mic for you to work out on. Stay on the open mics. Stay on the, and I tell comics, ain't no crowd too big or too small for you to be at your best.
Let me tell you something. And that whole thing about being universal is important. One thing I think that really worked for me, like being from Jersey, started my comedy career in DC, like they would talk about local things like the shrimp boat. I know nothing about that shit. And then as I got a little more like experience, I would be like, well, if they go to Virginia Beach, how are they gonna talk about the shrimp boat? You understand what I'm saying? And no, for real, because it's not gonna work. But also, an experienced comedian, also you tap into wherever the city that you're going to and find out what's popular. What's
I keep telling them to know your history or do your research on that city. That's if you got a landmark joke, if you're talking about George Washington Bridge, find out the bridge that's in that city. If you're talking about some ghetto shit, find out Martin Luther King. Find out where the bad neighborhoods are. This way people will know that you're aware of your surroundings. Yeah. And also, just another tip for comics. If you're in an environment that you're not used to, because a lot of comics got set jokes, it don't work on everything, on everybody. You're going to do some circular jokes in a church crowd. Not going to work. Whenever you're in that situation, get there early and read the room.
That's right. Chill.
Your first joke could be walking in the door.
Yep.
Ear hustle, do what you got, see what they got on or whatever. Get on that stage and invite that person that you picked out to introduce you to them. That's your first joke. It's somebody in that audience. Never insult them. Just know that you're watching and you're looking at and you getting them involved in it.
Yep. That's great advice. Yes, you got to read the room. You have to read the room. And you got to get there
early. You getting there on time does not help you because now you don't know what you're dealing with.
And also, you can tag and feed off of other comedians that went up. They may have talked about something, and that kind of can like. Sometimes I like to go to the show early enough so I can kind of get inspired. It might be a joke from years ago that I haven't talked about, and they said, "I'm like, oh, that'd be a good joke that'll fit in here." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's just that you got to do that. You have to get there early to do that.
Do not come in to go straight up on stage. Do not come in to go straight up on. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Well, Tina, thank you so much for your love. Happy birthday. I will see you at the Atlanta Roast on November 7th. Peace and blessings. Give it up.
Can I give some shout outs?
Please give your shout outs.
3 of my comedians passed away in the last 3 months. So I want to give a shout out to Carmencita. She passed away when I was in Shreveport. Glenn B from New York. He passed away a week before last. And yesterday, 2 days ago, a friend of mine, he passed away.
Condolences to your loved ones. Condolences.
His name was Big Warren.
Big Warren.
Yeah. So
rest in peace. Rest in peace. So Tina Graham, the godmother of urban comedy. This is how you can reach her. Her social media contact information. Now, Tina, you have managed comedians before, correct?
I was on the management team with Uptown Comedy Club, and I was trying to help out Roz G when I met her.
Right, may she rest in peace. That's right.
Yeah, yes. I met her. She did the same contest Kevin Hart did. The person that won got to open on the Def Comedy Jam too. As a matter of fact, Coco Brown won in Virginia. Yeah. And Kevin Hart won at the Laugh House in 1998. And him and his wife both were doing comedy.
Tori,
yeah. But
Kevin, was Tori doing comedy back then?
Yeah. We were talking. I saw her in LA. We were talking about that.
I know she does, but I did not know Tori was doing it back then.
They both was.
I didn't know that.
Laugh House was open. They have a lot of comics in Philly.
No. I met
there. I did all my auditions there for all the TV shows.
Yeah, so I know the Laugh House.
Passed away. I had just did Who's Got Jokes there, the audition.
Yeah. But I just did.
As a matter of fact, Boogie B auditioned there, and he passed away. Shout out to Boogie B.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and oh God, Lomax in Memphis. I think he died the same way as Boogie B.
Wow,
that's like 5 comics and like. God, I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, and then being on the road as a comic, you really have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself, period, in life. But on the road, you have to take care of yourself, your rest, your sleep, partying, eating properly, all of those types of things. You really.
And them hussies.
Yeah, let me tell you something, because let me explain something to you. I ain't gonna say no comedian's name because I want to protect the guilty. But I was the one. I was out after the show. Shake hands, kiss babies, the audience. I go to my room. I have comedians, Tina. They would come to my room. Matter of fact, in the club, they would be like, Queen, I'm going to gamble on a boat. Queen, I'm in St. Louis. Queen, I'm going to hang out tonight. And they would give me their money. They would give me their money to make sure they don't spend all their money and they don't get hustled out of their money. Because they know I'm going to my room, I'm going to bed.
Girl, I used to book Miami Nights. For Marvin Dixon. Shout out to Marvin Dixon. He'll be in the room.
Yeah.
And he would take them to strip clubs. Straight up gold diggers. They would take and they provided hotel and stuff. Them happens would go knock your ass out with a drug and take all your money.
Wow.
I would warn them before they even went down there. Yeah, but Marvin's been looking out for me for a long time too.
Yes. But honey, that's you got some stuff. But yeah, Tina, that's up. I just have the visual. I can see you on stage at Uptown Atlanta Comedy Theater with the pictures in the back, and you could be doing your podcast and talking about the different experiences. And then also you could have Mike Epps or somebody, Jamie, just to come in, whether they are on audio or video. That right there. Do you know people would like pay to see that shit?
That's what I'm saying. One to suggest me to do the podcast. I asked him when he come on. He said, yeah. And I asked Craig Robinson. Craig Robinson said the same thing. He said, of course I come on.
That shit would be great. People will pay to see that. And that's what you're like, I've never did come just for you telling the stories. That shit is hilarious. That shit, and people be like, close your mouth. Don't say nothing. Like comics will come live, new and old comics, seasoned comics, and more the younger comics will come and see that. Like the Godmother of urban comedy on the road live. That shit would be hilarious. Girl.
Let's see how this roast turned out. I might take you up on that.
And they're filming, right?
I gotta get a camera crew coming there. The guy that's actually filming the documentary, he'll probably come to Atlanta.
Okay.
I'm doing New York on the 10th, so he wants to come to the East Coast so he can interview some of the comics anyway.
Okay.
So I don't know if he coming to Detroit. That's one Mike. That's Mike Epps Club. So I don't know if Tony Roberts confirmed or not. If not, I'll get Martini Harris or Mike Bonner to host it.
The damn Tony Roberts crazy. Me, Tony Roberts, and that's a damn what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. We used to always do the colleges together. Oh my, Rob Stapleton.
Yeah, I brought Tony Roberts to New York after I couldn't get him on 2 TV shows.
Oh,
I took the job at Def Comedy Jam. Shout out to Kristen Edie. She's working with Rick Michaels now. But I took her job with Bob at Def Comedy Jam. And in the meantime, I gave up the management thing and the agent thing. Tracy Morgan and Flex and all those guys, and took a job at Def Comedy Jam. And then Tracy and Monty said, if we make it, you make it. So Monty put me on Snaps, the book, and the TV show. And then Tracy Morgan called me as soon as I started working for Bob Sumner to come work with him at Saturday Night Live.
Wow.
And then another guy said, Tina, you should come with me to LA. I got a deal with the Laugh Factory.
Wow.
Pookie.
Pookie Wiggins. Wow. What
That
Chocolate
was
Sunday?
1994.
Yes.
Then I became a judge at the Bay Area Comedy Competition.
I did that 1 year. Went out there. And, Kim Whitley was hosting. Wow. So it's funny you mentioned Rip Michaels. Rip Michaels used to have all the rooms. And when you mentioned the comedy,
well, he took over the rooms after Rashid died.
All right, and Rashid, rest in peace. I was thinking about him the other week when he used to do the Spanish accent. Oh my gosh, he would kill it. So
I promised Rashid that I would get him on TV because he came afterwards. That was my go-to. I'm telling you, that was my dog. No matter what I did, whether it was free or not, I said, Rashid, if I ever get anything, put you my first phone call. When I did Bad Boys of Comedy, Rashid was my first phone call. He always said, Tina, I hate the fact I missed Def Comedy Jam. Def Comedy Jam came back that next year after Bad Boys of Comedy out of some spite shit. And Mike S was hosting, and I got Rashid on there. He died before it aired.
Oh gosh, yeah, he was a cool, funny ass dude.
And he was a comedian's comedian. He looked out for all the comics.
He did, because I did some of his rooms too. Yeah. Rip and Cardi B used to do comedy at a strip club. Rip Michaels was telling me, him and Cardi B. So when you talked about the comedy at the strip club, I thought about what he told me about that.
Yeah, and that was the 80s. As a matter of fact, Samoa used to host strippers.
She used to host strippers, meaning doing comedy?
When she started out in comedy, she used to host male exotic dancers.
Okay, there we go. But what's the name too?
Queen of all the Queen's men.
I know that's right.
And that was in the early 90s.
Yes.
I met Samora. She was a Muslim. She was married to one in 92. Yeah, she was scared to do the Padme Lounge. I said, bitch, if you don't get that. I introduced her to her husband.
Didn't know that.
Matchmaker, honey. Trust me, I wasn't just a comic producer. I was producer that relationships.
She thought I was producing relationships.
I was also blocking.
Awesome. See, that's what I'm saying. All of this right here, all of this shit is funny as hell. Shit that need to be on stage. That's funny stuff. That is funny because I remember that Cheryl Underwood. She used to have her shows and used to bring dancers out on her tour.
Oh my God. I used to have, rest in peace, AJ Johnson. AJ was a regular in my apartment. I think the regular was Corey Holcomb, AJ Johnson, Michi, Jamario, Diane Quarter. Diane Quarter. Shout out to Diane from Chicago. Chicago was always deep in my apartment.
Yes.
Courtney G, who passed away too.
You know, Diane Quarter called me every year for my birthday or Thanksgiving. Every year.
I try to text her at least once a month to say hi.
Yes. Yeah, she is so sweet.
No.
We need to get this together. We need to get this together. This shit is hilarious. People, this is a special. That's a special. Tina, thank you so much for your love. I wish you all the best. Happy birthday early. I will see you in a few weeks. Peace and blessings, and thank you for your yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, for coming on I Know Dope People with Queen Aishah. Yes. All right. Peace and blessings. Thank you. Love you. Thank you all. Thank you for checking out another dope episode of I Know Dope People with Queen Aishah. My special guest today was the godmother of urban comedy, Miss Tina Graham. When her special documentary comes out, Who is Tina Graham? Please check her out. Also, my YouTube channel. If you have not liked, subscribed, and shared, and commented, please do so. And you can always go back and watch all of the previous episodes there. Join us next week for our 1-year anniversary show celebration. I don't know what we're doing, what we got planned, but come through, boo. Come through. Peace and blessings.
Thank you.